Hello again, another weekly update. Kind of left off what we did last week was that, as you know, I said that I got my name changed, which is fantastic. And yesterday I spent a good portion of the day running around doing some errands for that. Now, the first thing that I had to do before I really could do anything is I had to run down to the Social Security office so I can apply for new social. Because after that, it makes everything at least remotely easier. Um, I got to sit there for 2 hours because I just didn't get up in the morning. I was really tired. But once I applied for all that, now I have to wait 2 weeks for my new social to come in before I can actually get my my new driver's license because it's a requirement for all that kind of stuff, especially here in North Carolina. And then after that, I'll have to wait like at least another week for them to mail me my ID. So I won't even have a new ID for like almost another month. Um, just strictly due to the fact that North Carolina doesn't print out the IDs anymore. They haven't for 15 years. Um, Fun fact, it's actually due to, um, I guess also comes around the time to talk about this, but the hijackers on the airplanes in 9/11, all their IDs were North Carolina printed. So because of that, now they don't print them at the offices anymore, and they have stricter rules and guidelines you have to go through. So whenever I get my social, I can go in there and actually re-up get my new license, and then they have to mail it to me. So that's why there's a weird wait and everything like that. Um, but I also went out and got copies, well, official copies of my name change form so I can mail the one in so I can actually get a new birth certificate. Because with my job, I need at least 3 forms of identification to actually up my security since I work at the airport. But I ran out and did that all yesterday. So now it's just a waiting game before I can really do anything else. And I'd like to at least have all that done before I start doing like my, my debit, my card, my insurance, all the other stuff that goes with it. But that's all that's happened the past week. But to talk about something that I was wanting to talk about last week before finding about my name change was this minor little updates that I've noticed about myself. I've noticed that um, certain areas have definitely started to grow hair where there wasn't before. I kind of noticed it sitting at work since it's been really hot and I wear shorts at work. I've always kind of had, I don't know if it's for anybody else, I've always kind of had fairly not, well, not very hairy, if not almost bald, on the back sides of my calves on my legs and a little bit on the inner sides of them. And I was sitting there and noticed that hair's starting to grow there where there wasn't hair before, as well as it's starting to come in a little bit darker, thicker, longer. And same thing with kind of like my upper thighs. I'm very blonde, so hair doesn't really super show up on me anyways. But I've noticed that what little bit of hair that I do have is either starting to come in where it wasn't before, or starting to get a little bit darker, maybe longer. So it's kind of spreading itself from like from the ankles up. Um, I guess it's also kind of with my stomach. I have a little bit of a very minute happy trail, if you will, that's there. That's slowly kind of starting to extend down. It's not really extending up or anything, but I can kind of see probably where it's going to just based off my natural hairline that exists there. Everything else I really haven't noticed. A little bit in my face, where I have my 2 patches of hair that have been trying to, they grow in and I shave them off. They're starting to kind of start to spread slowly back. Not consistently. It's more like a few hairs here and there, but they're starting to grow back down my chin, down my jawline, more toward my neck, as well as I'm starting to see it slowly kind of start spreading up the sides of my face. Otherwise, I haven't seen any sort of connections down on my face or anything like that. So far, it's just strictly kind of stuck to the chin area, which is very common for trans men. Everything always kind of starts growing on the chin first. Um, so hopefully, I'll definitely start seeing more and more as the few months go by. But like I said, it all just depends on genetics and how that all works. But outside that, I mean, nothing else has really changed. I've probably gotten a little chunkier just because it's definitely hard to maintain a proper diet and exercise, especially with the hours that I work at my job. For the most part, it kind of keeps me okay, but I've been building a lot of muscle underneath what bit of fat that I do have. So it's a matter of hopefully actually getting on a stricter diet and exercising, because with the testosterone, I mean, it's not magic juice. It will boost your metabolism, but that's still something that you have to work towards. So if I actually started to diet and exercise, or at least eat better, or portion meals and exercise, you will see results better than you would have before. So it's a matter of trying to get doing that, and it will be a lot easier once we're all getting raises and stuff at my job. So come November, I won't have to work crazy hours anymore. I can actually kind of divide my time up so I can actually start going to the gym and having time to actually meal prep and portion myself and buying food that's better for you. Which is also another thing. It's not always dependent on exactly what you eat. It's always really dependent on calories for the most part. So hopefully whenever I start doing that, I'll let you guys know. And if it does work successfully, then maybe it's something that if you want to try, you can also. Outside that, that's all that's going on. I'll let you know whenever I get my social in. I'll let you know when I mail out my stuff to get my birth certificate. I'll let you know when I get my license. Like I said, that's at least another 2 to 3 weeks, dependent. Um, but yeah, that's it. Maybe I might have some stuff posted for my vacation, which is the first week of October. But that's like another about 2 weeks. My cat will be going in for getting her getting her fixed, so I can't be traveling too much. But I do plan on trying to go down to Orlando to see my friend, at least for the beginning half of the week. She works down at Disney as a chef, and I'm trying to go down there for a few days to hang out with her and also go to the last bit of the food and wine at Epcot, which is something I've always wanted to do. Oh, hey, speaking of, I'm getting cold, and that's my sister, and she can wait. But look how big this little asshole has gotten. She's huge. She's 5 pounds now. She's giant, giant. Look at this face. Look at that evil, murderous face. She is squirrely and wily, and in all honesty, like, I guess the best way to describe her is she's kind of a bitch. But she's a kitten, so hopefully with her getting fixed, she'll calm down a bit. But I digress. That's all I have to talk about for this week. Hopefully I have something exciting to talk about next week for. But until then, you know, I'll see you another week. And, ooh, everything's all messed up on my camera. Alright, see you again.